Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This is where you get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news of regulator frustration at worsening bank behaviour. But first, tightening financial conditions and uncertainty over China pose risks to the US recovery. That's what Janet Yellen testified to the US Congress today. These are remarks that some have jumped on to speculate that further rate hikes may be off the table. But a closer reading of her testimony suggests chances are still slim the Federal Reserve will reverse the rate tightening cycle that began in December. Offshore analysts are talking up the prospect of a rate pause, but domestic analysts don't see the same imperative. Yellen's remarks don't actually indicate any change in direction. In China, new data shows that more than $113 billion was sent out of the country in January alone by both Chinese companies and residents as they continue to evade tightening capital controls. That is now 22 months in a row of strong outflows and the third highest on record. This surge has become a source of growing concern around the world and has Beijing scrambling to support its currency. Recently released data showed that the country's foreign exchange reserves fell to their lowest level in almost 4 years in January. In Australia, financial regulators APRA and ASIC have each set up a group to focus on fixing corporate culture, which they see as having become inappropriate based on the reward systems in place. The banking industry is their primary focus. Basically, they're trying to teach ethics to bankers. Apparently, years of oversight have had no impact on behaviour standards that have clearly fallen. They have now taken to lecturing. In New York, the benchmark US Treasury 10-year yield is still sliding lower and is currently at 1.73%. That may bring more wholesale rates falls in New Zealand today, even as CDS spreads rise. The US oil price is holding it at lower levels. The US price is now just over $28 a barrel, while Brent is just over $31 a barrel. Overnight, Russia floated the idea of a supply cut, but to lukewarm and not universal enthusiasm. Maybe that is because BP said it sees US shale output doubling over the next 9 years. The gold price has settled a little lower today at $1,193 an ounce. The New Zealand dollar has moved very little overnight. It is now at 66.6 US cents, 93.9 Aussie cents, and at 59.2 euro cents. The TWI starts today unchanged at 71.1. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.